What's good, y'all?
It's your girl Cymphany.
It's your boy Jordan,
and we back with another movie.
My head looks horrendous, so I'm staying out of the camera on this.
Anyways, child.
What you mean? No, yo, don't let me get at you and how you be about your hair.
Back up.
I didn't think so. Anyways, so you can't tell the people, since you gonna
Back
be.
up.
Man, I'm right here. Come on, man.
So today we're gonna be talking to you guys about pretty much like engagement to marriage, all those good things. Right? What are we talking about today, right?
Yeah, like basically the window between like
The timeline, the time frame between, dating to the getting engaged to the marriedness, like, and all that stuff, because we definitely have a story to tell. Right?
Yeah, we didn't. Our story is a little bit, some would say it's different. Why you step over there? Anyway, some would say it's different. Some would say, our was a little bit rushed or a little bit fast. Thanks. Some would say ours was a little bit rushed, it was a little bit fast, and they feel like we skipped a step. They feel like a lot of religion was put into it and stuff like that. But I don't know. We kind of, not that we're marriage experts or anything, but from our experience, those people's comments are exactly that, just comments. And
So we kind of met a really, really old job, like way back when job. And I'll just tell this part.
Oh boy, but I don't want to be in the camera. I'll lead you. Go ahead.
I already started.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leading, even though she won't let me lead. I know she's gonna interrupt me in like 5 seconds from now, so let me just help her. Okay, so basically, folks, here's what happened, right? We met in a galaxy far, far, far away called Clermont, Florida, which is basically Orlando's neighborhood, a pocket of Orlando. And what's so funny?
A galaxy far, far away.
Anyways, so yeah, we met in a galaxy far, far away in somewhere called Clermont, Florida. I was working at Chevy. She was working for Hertz, doing what, Hertz people do and things of that nature. And well, I don't know what y'all people was doing. I don't know what a Hertz do. As far as I'm concerned, I thought you worked at Chevy. So I'm telling how I felt. I was like, she one of my coworkers. Anyways, so yeah, I'm working at Chevy. She's working at Hertz. How Hertz works though is, I don't care about all that. But basically, because of her relationship with Hertz, it caused her to have to be at Chevy, for periods of time. And that's kind of how we met. Her having me being a detailer and her having to clean a vehicle, for Hertz, she would have to come at there. We had like a stall that they would use, whether it be for a vacuum, mostly for a vacuum. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm being honest. Some of them, there was a particular person, he was kind of stingy with the products and trying to like hold back from, y'all using like certain stuff. So this was trying to have y'all use the vacuum and things of that nature. But me and the boys, we held it down for her. Well, technically it was somebody before you. Yes, it was somebody before you. And then, so you know what I'm saying? But we took care of y'all, right? Right? Can you at least say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyways. So, every time, finally now she starts coming out. Normally I'm like one of the first 5 people at the dealership because I was a detailer, but I was more so like cleaning like the lot cars and stuff like that and keeping that in check. It just made it easier because guys, when allergy season comes around and stuff like that, pollen and dirt and all that stuff starts getting on the car. So that was basically my job to keep the dealership from looking zesty and green. So I had, in order to get started, I have an entire dealership to deal with, an entire lot to deal with, so I had to get started early. And then I started seeing this dweeb early. And it's like, yo, why you back here? Because literally in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm the only person supposed to be back here. I didn't know we had a female working back here. Like, that's dummy weird. I saw her once, and then she came back again. And I'm like, there's a lot of audacity because, you know, everybody kind of like met me, shook my hand. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what's up, man? What's up, new guy? Me, yeah, man. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be like the rest of y'all. And the one female that I thought was a detailer, I mean, she looked like a detailer. She carried herself corporate, so I knew it was something. But basically, you just never, nah. She never cared to introduce herself. You know what I'm saying? See how she acting now? Yeah, but you know, it's crazy. Nobody talks more, I can't say that word, doo-doo than her. You know what I'm saying? So it's real funny. Anyways, so that's how we met. You know, I'm not gonna get into the specific details of like how that transpired. There was a Christmas party. Chevy was going to Universal Studios, and they had a Christmas party out there, booked the whole little restaurant and all that. We could bring somebody, invite somebody. So
I got volunteered.
yeah, she got volunteered.
And
to
he
go.
got volunteered too.
Yeah, because I don't think I was gonna go, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really do socialization like that. I don't really like people. But you know, them boys, it was like, hey, so they asked her, right? Because they asked you if you was going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then so it's like, oh, why don't you go with him? And I'm like, I wasn't even planning on going. We had this discussion, like, I don't plan on going. Well, yeah, we basically got volunteered, though. She would hold it over my head and be like, oh, you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me to go. You didn't ask me out, so it don't really count. Cause you didn't ask me. What part of I don't plan on going do you not understand? Anyways, so I ended up, I can't suck her out. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, come on, bro, like, see, like, oh, y'all going? Oh, I'll go. With your little eager self. You know what I'm saying? You could have been like, nah.
Well, actually, I said, I don't know if I can go. But then somebody came out to me directly and said, hey, if you want to come to the Christmas party, you can, because we only rock with you when it comes to Hertz. The same way when y'all had the little event outside, like with the food or whatever, they was like, you the only person from Hertz that could get this or whatever, because they pretty much rock with me at Chevy. So
anyways, so basically because they threw her invitation, she couldn't just, you know, read the room and be like, yeah, I don't plan on going. I'm sorry, I gotta go mow the carpet and vacuum the grass. She couldn't walk the fish. No, she had to just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then basically from that Christmas party, I forgot what exact date in December that was. From then on, it was up from there. And, you know, we just, yeah, that's really how that went. And then fast forward, you know, we was being grown. You know what I'm saying? We was being grown. Judah, you know what I'm saying? And Judah was in the microwave. And it was like, man, you know what? Nah, like, this ain't right. This ain't how either one of us was raised. We got to do what's right in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I got feelings for you. You got feelings for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But baby, that was a different time. That was before you met I. That's before you met he. He is me. Anyways, don't ever disrespect me when I got the Louis Vuitton do-rag on. So look, guys, you know what I'm saying? When she met me, it was like, yo, my gosh, like, he's such a man of God. He's so, like, he's tall. He's tall. Like, he's the tallest man. He's the tallest man I've ever been with in my entire life. I deal with, y'all don't understand. I've been with short men my whole life. I'm short. How am I going to be with a short man? And you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
I mean, was there something that you would like to add, ma'am?
That's gassy. Why are you gassing yourself up right now? Like, golly, bro. That's dirty word, bro. That's nasty word.
Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, I was tall. I was a chocolate, handsome brother. And she
Nobody
just like,
said that, bro.
Anyway, so I was a tall, chocolate, handsome young brother, you know what I'm saying? I was long, tan, and handsome, you know what I'm saying? No SpongeBob, but yeah. And like it was just like she couldn't stay away from me.
That's crazy, big dog.
I mean, yeah, you can go ahead and tell your side of the story.
Go ahead.
You want to tell your side of the story?
Yeah, let me hear this side of your story, bro.
You can
The
tell
audacity.
you can tell your side of the story. I
It's
don't
the
care.
audacity, Giggy. Go ahead.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, because I keep getting rudely interrupted, you know what I'm saying? But that's how, I mean, she was always like that when we had just met. But you know what I'm saying? I kind of eased her down a little bit. You know, she's still rough around the edges just a little bit. Anyways, so you know, we in between that time frame, we kind of like, it wasn't just about like being grown and being nasty and being weird. You know, we had a lot of time together. We spent a lot of time together and stuff like that. You know, her staying at the time in Lake Nona and me staying in Claremont. We're a 50-minute distance. But one thing about the two of us, we don't really care too much about, like, we're not, oh my gosh, that's a far distance. Like, we're drivers. You know what I'm saying? So that's no big deal. We spent a lot of, that distance didn't really get in between us, you know what I'm saying? We spent a lot of time together doing intimate things, you know, having intimate conversations, talking about, I don't even know. I mean, it's still like that to this day. And, you know, but yeah, I get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, fast forward, you know, like we said, Judah was in the oven. All these intimate things. This girl basically knew more about me than a lot of people who, you know, was raised with me knew, and vice versa. So it was like, it was already damn near naked, pretty much. Mentally, guys. I'm not talking about physically. Y'all nasty. And it was like, it was nothing to hide. I knew everything I need to know. Now, granted, yeah, like as we're married, you know, you learn new things about your partner every single day. But I don't know. If I would have sat there and let my family or my friends be like, oh, you know, if I had to listen to them like, oh man, like you getting married too fast, dog, like, and you only doing it because of religion and da 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 da. Like, if I were to just listen to all them, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say anything offensive because I know a lot of people is watching. You know, some of them might take a peek at this video, so I don't want to say nothing off the wall, but yeah, the nice way of saying it is just don't listen to people, because respectfully, the person I am now versus the person I was before, you know, being in this wonderful marriage is two different people. You know what I'm saying? I'm matured, I have evolved, we both have evolved, we've become new people. You know what I'm saying? We've evolved in our relationship with Christ, and right there, that's like that's capital. That will take you, you know what I'm saying? Like yards, distance. And I can't, if I could go back in time, I would make the same decisions over again, because ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. God treats you differently, you know, when you're married. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like certain things set in stone, you know, the path, vision becomes clearer. You know what I'm saying? Decisions become more. I don't know what's up with me this week. I keep having like a gap in my dictionary, but like things make more sense. Guys, listen, when y'all get married, and not to get married just for the ring and just for the fancy wedding and stuff like that, because first of all, let's call it spade a spade. We ain't have none of that fancy stuff. Okay, like our wedding did not go the way we wanted it to.
Like, not the way that it was, like, not the way that you would totally envision it, especially as women. Like, we have this big vision, you know, like when we get married, we're gonna do it like this, we're gonna do it like that, and da 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 da. And you know, it wasn't really done that way. But in the end, you know, being that, you know, his mom is no longer with us anymore, you know, at first it's easy to complain about it, but just going through that chapter of his life, you know, it's kind of like, as much as you want to be upset with it, you are actually way more grateful because she was alive for it. And not only has she been alive for that, but she's been alive for Judah. She was alive for Melody, even though with Melody, that's when we started to see a different side of her and the experience for that. But she was able to witness that. You know, she was still able to be here for that. You know, before that chapter of her earthly life came to a close. So, you know,
God's timing. It's
so,
God's timing.
you know, and to be honest, like, you know, truthfully, you know, you had the outsiders that feel the type of way, but like when I called my parents, they didn't have that same thought process. Like I gotta ask, well, what's wrong with that? You know, like, you know, and it was like nothing. And but I was expecting it to be like a yelling match or something. I don't know, but I just felt it to be like something totally different than what it actually was, because that's just how everybody was reacting. You know, when it came to his side of the family and everything like that, except for one person out of his siblings that didn't. She didn't act that way. Neither did her husband. Neither one of them acted that way. So
yeah, because they all kind of, they went through something similar, and that's
and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think didn't your cousin and his wife do that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's a pattern. I have examples basically, and I like how those people look. I mean, the thing is, it was slow motion for them. Slow motion meaning like everything, they didn't figure everything out right away, but guys, like, the one thing that all of them have in common is a relationship with God. And I know to some of y'all that might sound foolish, but
it's a fact.
It really is. And not to
and
get,
when God is the foundation of a lot of things,
it makes sense.
That's when you start to realize the pieces come together. Like this is not to be like a preacher video, but it's just a reality, right? Like, God created Adam and he created Eve. And he created Adam and Eve for a purpose. So when you are fulfilling that purpose that he has, predestined, then life is going to look completely different. Something else too is that, don't get it twisted. There are times when you have to be in singleness, like you do. And in reality, we all have to be in some type of season of singleness. Sometimes your season may be longer than the next person's.
Yep.
And if you're somebody right now, you're dating someone and, you're like, I don't really know in the end, and if you are like, because you can believe in God, that's fine. Like anybody could believe in God is when you actually let him be the forefront of your life in every decision that you make. And yeah, like everything for us really went really, really quickly. Like it generally went quick. Like everything went within a matter of months. That's how everything truly went. And sometimes you feel like, is that even okay? Is that even right? Sometimes you might be fighting that right now, but the reason why it's moving quick is for a reason. And you have to allow it to do what it's like. You have to allow that outcome to be an actual outcome. So truthfully, if you're sitting here and you're like, dog, like I feel like everything just happened really, really quick with this person that I'm with this man that I'm with, or if you're a man with the woman that I'm with, and things like that. There's technically, to be honest, there's nothing wrong, but there's also nothing wrong with you saying, we need a little bit more time, because one thing that I 100% agree with is if it's necessary to go to counseling. I absolutely agree with that. And for me, it's like not just going to any counselor, but going to someone that has the foundations of Christianity, and not just, and when I say Christianity, like their foundations is that they are Bible based. They're literally based by the Bible. There ain't no, oh, you got this kind of Bible and that the real Bible. Ain't no such thing as the real Bible. The Bible is the Bible.
Not to cut you off, but one of the things that I always tell her, like, right before we got married, and like before I technically even really knew her as a person like that. Like I knew she existed. I saw her with my two eyes, but talking about like in the early stages of me, finding out. I didn't know her name yet. We never even spoke yet. I remember literally saying this. I said, man, like, I don't even want, like, I prayed and I was just like, I don't really want nothing. I'm not really looking for nothing right now. I don't know. To be honest with y'all, I was kind of bitter at life at the moment. And I felt like, I guess I just reached a position feeling like everything I did was always wrong. And so now I finally reached an acceptance stage, and I was just like, man, look, like, I don't want nothing. I don't even care. Listen, don't make me get in the way of what's meant for me. Whatever is meant for me, please don't let it pass me by. That's really all I want. Like, don't allow me to stop me. And so me wasn't allowed to stop me. That was when everything changed, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Time and time again, I reached a stage, even now, especially being out here in Texas, being out here away from family, being out here where there is nothing but our relationship with God. Time and time again, I find myself saying that same prayer over and over again. What I'm sitting here trying to figure out is, why do I keep reaching a position where I have to say that? I'm trying to work on that. You know what I'm saying? And guys, like, getting confused is not a problem. Asking questions is progress. And that right there needs to be like your forefront. And it's ironic because we said something like this in a video before. Didn't we? Submission. It was basically submission, but I constantly have like submission prayers, and I'm not gonna lie, like,
Actually,
being married.
ironically, not to cut you off, but I actually just did something like that this morning.
Yeah, like being submissive, like submissive prayers is literally what happened. And I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of, I don't know, having the anxiety of, is it time to get married? Is it too early? Is it too late? All this stuff, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Our timing, no matter how correct you think you are, one thing I'm learning, guys, is like, you'll pray for something and then it happens, or it'll come true, or it'll come to pass, whatever it is that you pray for, you finally get it. But it's so quick for them quick prayers to turn into your quickest curse and the most frustrating thing that you have to deal with. So it's best if you don't pray for it to happen fast. It's best if you just pray and have acceptance, and it happens when it happens, but let God decide that. Because I promise y'all, like, I've also been praying recently about stuff like that. I've been trying not to complain too much, because I'm finding a lot of things that I'm complaining about, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because I asked for it, or I don't know, but it's always good to have a relationship with God, man, because things eventually betray you. The very thing that put a smile on your face today, a lot of times would be your curse on Thursday. So it's like I'm a man that the repeat offense, where I'm sitting here finding myself becoming a problem. Like, I don't know, So as far as this subject, definitely
Make sure you basically pray.
Pray, and yeah, it's all prayer. Don't ask for no advice. Please don't ask for no advice. Everybody sounds like a real life Reddit when it comes to this subject. I strongly advise y'all just, get a relationship with God. Don't just pray for what you want. Pray that whatever is meant for you comes. If it's time for you to get married, it'll happen. If it's not, I promise you, after that prayer, you won't be married. Because at the end of the day, the goal in this life is not marriage. Like, marriage is not that's not what you're worshiping and serving God for. You know what I'm saying? That's not the goal. That you can't be worshiping God for a husband or for a wife, and for a job, or for etc. That's not how life works.
Right, because if you actually read your Bible, you have people like Paul. You have a lot of those people. You ain't hear them say anything about a wife at home or children at home.
Not at all.
So even because I know I was like, he created Adam and Eve for a reason, and he did, because they had to serve a purpose in the beginning. Like there was the beginning purpose for them on what it is that they actually had to do. And after they were created, there were people that followed behind them. Some of them had a wife, some of them didn't, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not, oh, you're here to just be fruitful and multiply. No, you were given, you're here for, you have a purpose, and you should need to be asking God for him to, allow that purpose to flow through you. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if right now you're engaged right now, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, everything is moving fast, that can just be what it is. That just could be the time that you're in right now, where everything's just gonna move fast. Or you can be engaged right now and it's taking time. That can be again, everything is for a reason. So you may be moving quick because it's supposed to. You may be moving slow because it's supposed to. You may be moving not at a fast pace and not at a slow pace, but at a steady pace, because that's what it's supposed to do. So in the end, there is no right or wrong answer for the timeline and what it should be, because at the end, it's not necessarily what it should be, it's what it's designed to be. So, you can't get wrapped up on, oh my gosh, is this moving too quickly? Oh my gosh, I found the person and everything is moving so fast, and you start panicking. Like, no. And you generally have to really have a relationship with God and actually really be communicating with God and speaking with God and allowing him to speak to you too. And don't let your own thoughts invade in that, because at some point, because you want to justify who you are, what you like to do, you like to use that as God said this and
Can
God
I
said
add
that.
to that point? I want to add to that point right quick. I'm sorry for yapping so much, guys. It's my fault. I want to add a point to what she just said. 'Cause I was going to say it, but I couldn't find the entry. She just kind of gave me an opening. Don't read the Bible trying to prove your own point. That's for one. For two, guys, I could just say on our situation, everything just, man, it just fits so perfectly. The thing is, when you sitting there praying for things to work on your own time, somehow it always ends up in a disaster. Because one thing, me and her, like, we'll have sidebar conversations all the time, and one of the things I'm always saying to her is, the thing about it, when it comes to anything that's like to be done for God, that's always the thing you're most confused about. That's always the thing, like, you always got to wait and halt about. When it comes to doing something that you want to do, it's so easy. Like, oh, it feels so right. So you move based off your feelings and you quick to do it. But when it comes to doing something in a godly manner, in a godly way, those tend to be the things that we sit and we'll walk in circles and marinate on for too long, to the point where nothing ends up getting done. That's at the end of the day, man. Prayer and, submitting, it will bring you a long way. But do not worry about the when, this and that and the third. If you're praying right and you're praying the right prayers of submissive, praying that not your will, but thy will be done. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it makes a difference. Guys, if that doesn't make sense, I promise at some point it will. But I think I'm done, yapping y'all head off. Did you have anything else?
Nope. But like he said, not your will, thy will. That pretty much is the Lord's prayer. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So like every time people pray, is your will, right?
It's really that simple. It's really that simple. It's that simple. It's just when it don't happen in your way, it gets so like, oh my gosh, my prayer ain't getting answered. It did. Listen, guys, don't get marinated on that gap. Don't start asking your friends, your coworkers, your this and that and the third. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody in faith, somebody that you know is, that you trust as a man or a woman of faith, and seek guidance, through faith. But please, man, stop going to the shade room for advice. That's all I gotta say, man.
Stop going to Reddit.
Yeah, like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Stop going to social media
Stop
for good
going to
advice.
Hollywood
Man,
Unlocked.
don't even listen. No, I'm just playing. I was about to say, don't even listen to me. But
don't go to Hollywood Unlocked.
man,
Don't go to any
nah,
of those
don't
people.
even mention names, man. It's just, man, y'all get the point. Y'all get the picture. Those that get it. Those that don't, I pray you will. You need help. Anyways, guys, we are out of here. We have yapped enough. I think y'all get the message. With that being said, we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.
Peace.